Hey everybody, this is Rustin with Metalholic Magazine and The Examiner. With us tonight, we got Traci and Mike, all the way from Denton, Texas, surrounded by monsters. How are you guys doing, man?
We're good.
I have to ask you, you're so used to being on the road. What are you doing right now? You got another tour lined up?
We're walking dogs at this very moment.
Yeah.
We've been submitted for a few. We're just waiting to hear what we got.
Well, you guys just finished up the I Wrestled a Bear Once tour, and I was sort of heartbroken I didn't get to see you. You guys actually came through town, and I had another event that night, and I was really looking forward to seeing both you guys and I Wrestled a Bear Once. So I'm hoping both of you get back here at some point. But how did the tour go?
The tour was a blast.
Yeah, every single band on that package were sweethearts, and it was sad to say goodbye to all of them.
And it's nice when you get a tour like that where everybody gets along. And you guys have had a long-standing connection with I Wrestled a Bear Once anyway, correct?
Yeah. Years and years.
Now, obviously, we have to talk about the flip side of it. I'd be an irresponsible journalist if I didn't bring it up. You ended up after that tour on another tour. It didn't go so well. You guys took the bold step of leaving the Bunny the Bear tour. What happened? Was there anything specific you can share?
Yeah, pretty much what we said in our press release. It was just the entire vibe of the tour was just very negative and hostile, and we saw some language that we didn't like going out to the fans. Like when they would be playing the shows, they would say really derogatory things to their fans, and just we didn't feel like it was the right choice to make. When you have the power to have a microphone and kids to listen to you, you should be a little bit more positive and not insulting.
Right. That's always disheartening when you hear stuff like that. So, and like I said, it was a pretty bold move for you guys, because you never know how people are going to respond in the industry and how it might impact things. But I applaud you guys for standing by and sticking with your integrity and what's important to you. So,
well, thanks, man.
Yeah.
We didn't want to get associated with that sort of a reputation.
Absolutely, I can understand that completely. And the reputation you guys are getting out there has been, to say it's really exploding is an understatement. I mean, I'm starting to hear the name everywhere, everybody I talk to. But for those who don't know Surrounded by Monsters yet, I know you guys probably get tired of doing this in every interview, but can you give us a little backstory on the band, how it came together, and how you sort of develop your sound? Because you guys have a unique way of doing everything.
I guess the backstory on the band is we were all in separate bands from the North Texas area that played together, whatnot, and just through member changes, we all ended up in this band together. And as far as sound, it's just, I don't know, I mean, we try not to limit ourselves. We don't want to put on any restrictions on our creativity, so we kind of just sit down together and shoot ideas back and forth, and the songs are created from there. I mean, we obviously like aggressive music because that's our style for the most part, but everything else just gets mixed in with that aggressive feeling, I guess you'd say.
Right, you guys aren't afraid to throw anything in there.
No, not at all.
Everyone in our band is like really influenced by super different stuff, and super different types of music. And not all of it's metal, so whenever we get together to write a song, everyone kind of brings in a piece of what inspires them, which may or may not be metal, and it kind of just makes this really weird concoction.
That's really cool, though, too. So for us who, again, don't know you well enough yet, tell us a little bit about some of the influences that you guys bring in, separately.
And as far as heavy music, I guess collectively we're into, like, Deftones, Converge, the Dillinger Escape Plan, and then we all enjoy other things like Traci's a huge Tori Amos fan, and a lot of the band members are big into Radiohead and Iron and Wine, and I mean it's all across the board. Everyone in the band listens to a little bit of everything as far as their genre of music.
So when you guys get together, you sort of get together and jam these different ideas out. But how does the songwriting process work? Is that, I mean, do you guys actually come in with some ideas in mind and say, "Hey, let's play with this"? Or do you guys? Mm-hmm. And is there one or two primary people that do it, or how does that whole process work?
It's mainly John, who's our lead guitarist, and Fuzz, who's our drummer, they lay a lot of the, underlying work down. On the last album, Novel, that we put out, they worked really hard on that. And then also Mike came up with a few guitar parts, just brought them to the table. I came up with some parts that created other parts on keyboard from other things that I was influenced by. So sometimes there's just groundwork laid down, and then we all add our own flavor to it. And then I'd say about half of the new album, it was people coming in with, hey, I have this weird riff, or I have this weird idea, and it would just grow from there.
Yeah, and you guys don't really have choruses or anything. I sort of call it loud, controlled sonic chaos.
Yeah,
we don't have one chorus at all.
So, it's very interesting. And the new album, you just mentioned it, Novella, the first on Nuclear Blast, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Your debut on Nuclear Blast. How did you guys approach this album differently from your previous self-released efforts?
Well, we had just released, we hadn't released, we had just recorded an EP with some of the new songs on it, kind of on our own, that we were going to put out, because it had been a little bit since we put out our last EP, and Nuclear Blast actually got a hold of that EP and decided that they wanted to sign us, and it went from there to, okay, well, let's do this, let's record an album. And so we took the songs that we had from the EP plus 4 more brand new ones. We pretty much just locked ourselves in a storage shed for 2 months and just tried to better the songs that we already had, and had to bust out 4 new songs. Just a whole lot of teamwork in a short amount of time.
Did you, the new songs that you came out with, obviously in the past you were sort of doing it on your own, very DIY, but now suddenly you've got this major record label and you've got to bust out songs. Did it change the way you approached anything in terms of, did you feel pressured to get any of that stuff done, or did it still flow like it normally does?
We felt pressured to get it all written, but we didn't feel pressured to change the way that we write. We wanted to be, we looked at it as, this is our chance to be as real as we can, and we have a really great opportunity to share it with other people. So we just, I feel like every time we write a song, we evolve a little bit and grow a little bit, and I feel like this album is definitely a lot more grown up than our last EP that we put out.
Right. Well, and that's what you want, is a continued growth process. Doesn't necessarily have to be groundbreaking and new. You just have to continue to grow and explore as a band. So which track on the album was the hardest to write? Which one was the toughest to complete for you guys?
In my opinion, the song 73, the second to the last song off the album. As far as writing the lyrics for that song, it was really tough, because it's really personal subject matter.
Mm-hmm.
That was also a song that I wrote a couple of the guitar parts for, so I had to teach John how to play them, and then he had to work with our drummer Chris on the rhythm of it and everything. And it was, I don't know, just all in all, that was a tough one.
Now, do you write all the lyrics, or do you guys contribute those all equally, or?
Yeah, I write about 90%. John or Tracy will they'll write parts together and come with me, or come to me with an idea, or read my lyrics and branch out from those. But yeah, 90% of it, I'd say, was me.
So lyrically, is there a specific point you come from? Is there certain areas that you write from, or are you just sort of all over the place with whatever inspires you at the moment, or?
Yeah, it's definitely what inspires me at the moment. Novella, for the most part, is just kind of all worked out from what life was throwing at me at the moment. The subject matter from each track is completely different. There's 2 songs that share the same subject. It's kind of like a part 1 and part 2.
Mm-hmm.
But the rest of the album, it's all kinds of different ideas.
Now, and it's weird because you say you guys have no choruses, so you guys just get in and put all these parts together and everything. And most people think of a structured song. So one of the people I was talking to last night said, how do they ever know when the song is finished then?
Yeah. Well, we just try to build it to a point, where it's like the climax, and then just where we need to take the song, whether it's based off the lyrics or just the mood of the song. If we want it to end aggressive or kind of with a down, depressed feeling, it all just depends on, how we want the album to move.
What were you about to say, Tracy?
Oh, the ending of the song, it's either, I don't know, it's funny because sometimes it's like because the ending of our songs don't ever make sense. So it's not like, okay, we need to go, take this to 4/4 because it's in this timing. It's just funny because we'll just be sitting there and writing these parts, and everyone will look at each other and be like, I think it's finished. Like, there's not, you know what I mean? It's just like, yeah, I think it's finished. Or they'll be like, well, I think it needs one more thing, so we'll throw another weird thing on the end, and then it actually feels complete. But there's not really a structure to the way that we end them.
Yeah, we've played around with, like, trying to have verses and choruses, and it just wasn't us, honestly. Like, it just wasn't an honest effort, so it kind of went out the window and went back to the original SBM formula.
Well, and that's what sets you guys apart from so many other bands, so, that's a good thing. Now, Traci, I know you said that you absolutely love being out on the road. I would assume that you all do, getting to travel to different places and stuff like that. Is that true for you too, Mike?
Oh, absolutely. We've only been home for a day, and great as it is to be home, I can't wait for the next tour.
So
we had a blast.
So, just for fun then, before we get out of here, what's the strangest place you guys have played so far?
Oh, man. What do you think, Traci?
The strangest place?
Yeah.
I think probably the rave in Milwaukee where Jeffrey Dahmer got his victims. The place is super haunted, and we saw a lot of really weird stuff there. We got to go, like, investigating all around. It's like this huge building where all these people have died, and there's like an underground pool that's emptied where people died, and like a bunch of bands go down there and sign their band name and stuff, and then you can actually go under the building. There's like this secret tunnel that goes under it, and we went down there, and it was just so crazy. And just knowing like that's where Jeffrey Dahmer was just so weird.
Kind of ooky.
Yeah, definitely a weird place.
What city's had the best crowd so far?
Spokane. I think Spokane.
Washington was a good one. Little Rock, Arkansas. Man,
San Antonio.
Yeah.
San Antonio was good.
You just never know.
Texas was always good.
Yeah.
I actually used to live in Lewiston, so or Louisville.
Oh, yeah.
Louisville, I should say, not too far from where you guys are. But
I worked in Louisville.
Back in the day, as they say. The other thing, when you're on tour, you're stuck in a van all the time. There's always, like, aside from the normal stuff, is there one thing that each of you have to take with you on the tour van to maintain your sanity?
You like to take what is it, like Food Channel magazines?
Yeah, I like food magazines, like the Food Network magazines, and I take books to read. And I actually, this tour, or the Iowa tour, I learned how to crochet, or kind of learned how to crochet. So that takes up time too. But just reading, and then at nighttime, everyone, when it's too dark to read, everyone just plays on their phones. Right.
What about you, Mike?
Yeah, I like to read as well. And if I'm not reading, I'm usually playing on the iPhone.
What do you like to read?
A little bit of everything. On this last tour, I started a book called House of Leaves. I'm halfway through it, and it's all over the place. It's pretty dense, but so far it's a really good read.
Sounds sort of like Surrounded by Monsters music, right?
Yeah.
What were you going to say, Traci?
Oh, I said I'm reading that book, too. It's so weird.
Wow. So, House of Leaves, is that what it's called?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yeah. It'll make you go crazy.
I have to check that one out. So, the road is also famous for food. Are there certain places in certain cities you guys look forward to? Or do you guys find problems finding decent food when you're on the road in certain places?
Yes.
We're both vegetarians.
Yeah.
and we try to live like sort of a healthier lifestyle. So sometimes you really have to make do. I mean, we were really fortunate with with the last tour. There was always somewhere for us to walk to, or if there's catering, they were really good about making sure that we were taken care of. But yeah, it's hard because a lot of times it's like, well, you can either eat McDonald's or you can't eat. So, and it's really hard to eat at McDonald's if you're vegetarian. Right.
I just spoke with Livia Grell of Sister Sin the other day, and she's vegetarian too. And she said when she's over in Europe, she said there's no problem anywhere. But she said when she comes to the States, she's just at Subway. She's ready to take over for Jared.
That's what we keep hearing. Can't wait to tour Europe.
We have to eat so much Subway. I'm so over it right now. But when we played in Canada, like the KFCs out there have like fake chicken and stuff for vegetarians.
Oh, wow.
Pretty cool. Canada has like a whole bunch of vegan and vegetarian restaurants.
It's amazing we're so far ahead in so many ways, but in other ways that are probably pretty important. we're so far behind the curve, you know? Well, last question then before we get out of here. I'll let you get back to walking the dogs and enjoying your evening. It's almost the end of the year, so all the lists are going to be coming out. Is there one album for each of you that sort of stood out as your best album for this year?
All Human. That's my favorite. It's called Catholic Guilt or the Queerest of Thoughts. It's the guitarist from Fear Before, the March of Flames.
Okay.
It's his new project, and it's incredible, and I jam it like every day. I love it so much. It's not metal by any means, but I don't listen to a whole lot of metal. It's just really good. It's my favorite album right now.
So what about you, Mike?
I'm with her on that one, but the new Deftones record just came out, and that's been on repeat pretty much. Just
the new Converge
over and over. Yeah, and the new Converge record.
Nice. If you guys like Converge, which you've already mentioned, and bands of that ilk, there's a band out of Philadelphia that just came out, Swarm of Arrows. They released their album, The Great Seekers of Lesser Life. You might want to check that out if you're sort of a Converge fan.
Yeah, I think I've heard that band name, actually. I'll have to check that out.
Thanks, guys, for taking the time. Enjoy the evening and the downtime before you guys get back out to the fun of being on tour. Hopefully you'll get a much better one this time, similar to the previous one.
It's no problem. Thank you for your time.
Absolutely. You guys have a great night. We'll talk with you soon.